husband you are. Sure, I would love one. Okay. That was so nice of you, Fred. Oh, it is? Okay. Fred's right. It's time for Woohoo Wednesday. Well, I've been out here. I'm doing a little project today, and so I thought I'd bring you in on it. And Fred thought it was time to take a break and do my Woohoo Wednesday. He's right. So he just brought me a little refreshment. This is Coca-Cola Life, L-I-F-E, and it's half cane sugar, half stevia. And, I don't drink Coca-Cola very often because it's not on our program. But, he knows what I need to get a little pep me up. And then he brought me a little paper straw that's recyclable, compostable, and he'd rather put this in the compost pile than clean off lipstick from my mug. It's good. Thanks, Fred. So what am I doing? Let's turn this camera around and I'll show you. This is just a little, it's a cutting board, and it sits on my counter, and it clings to the edge, see, like that. And we use it every day, and it protects our concrete countertops. But it gets little things like this. See the stain? Well, most likely that was a hot pot, because you see a little ring there, and there's other little cuts and evidence. Evidence of what, you say? Well, life. So, don't we all have scars? Don't we all have scars and things we wish we could just sand away? Well, I wish I could do that with my chin hairs. There's some things that are physical. Like, I don't care for my knee scars. I've had several surgeries on one knee. I used to be a little athletic. And, you pay for that sometimes. And the scars aren't pretty. I haven't worn, it's too late for me to wear short dresses anyway, but I'm very self-conscious about that. And somebody always notices it. And so, it'd be nice if we could sand those away. Not have to pay premium dollar to have them lasers. Those laser things they do. Laser beamed away. Cost thousands of dollars, and you have to be pretty self-conscious to want that. It's not like I'm a leg model anymore. Well, I could be. Don't laugh. I think that our moments with Nettie are filled an awful lot with the COVID virus stuff and what's going on in the world stuff. And you know what? There's no changing some of that. I'm going to try to stand you up here because my hands are getting tired. Well, you can't really see the lake now. Well, that's okay because you got me. Yeah, well, whatever. That's what my kids used to say, right? So let's look at this. My beautiful cutting board. It's bamboo, and it wasn't very expensive. And so I'm going to try to resurrect my little cutting board. And, isn't that funny how I use that word? I want to show of hands. How many of you are listening to sermonettis over on anchor.fm? Right. I sure could use a little plug on those because, Nettie was getting a little long-winded in her little videos. And so Fred suggested that when I had a little bit more to say, maybe I just turn them into a place where people can think about what I'm thinking about. And I'm not an expert in life. I'm just experienced and seasoned. And you always know that a lot of these are Nettie's opinions, but some of it really is based on experience and successes in dealing with life in certain ways. And certainly, the one way that I like to choose is love. Let's compare it to what I'm doing with my breadboard here. When we are exposed to so much pain in the world, and we are, if you're talking to other people, there's no way you can't get exposed to it. It's the truth. people have to talk about their feelings, and people have to talk about what's going on, and people are going to have to make decisions about certain things like their medical health, whether they should go out. What if the church opens up, or what should the kids go back to school, or a lot of things that Nettie doesn't have to worry about. We are fine here. We're going nowhere. We can't go anywhere right now. So we make do with what we've got. But we're getting little cuts and bruises along the way because we're listening to the world, we're watching the world, and we still have some critical decisions to make for our own lives, as well as those who depend on us. And yes, maybe Nettie doesn't have kids living with her anymore. But as interdependent adults, we rely on one another to see each other through the tough times. So as we listen to others, there's a place we go. We reflect on what they're saying, but also, in order to help others discern, we usually draw on the knowledge that we have, and maybe we've had like experiences. Hopefully, if you haven't, then you can say that and just be a listener. But there's no way we can get through things without revisiting some of our own wounds. That happened with Nettie when I was going through all my stuff. The storage, some of the old wounds that are now scars were close to being reopened. And it took me a little bit of discernment to sit and think, okay, these are things now, pieces of paper that I can recycle because it's over. The only time we revisit our old wounds is if we need to learn from them again. And that's true. So the reason I mentioned sermonettes and resurrection is that this last week on my Sunday sermonette at anchor.fm or any place where you can find podcasts, was my reflection on how we can persevere through all that we do and use little joys as mini resurrections. Wounds happen. And then when we learn from them, we do better. That's a resurrection moment. And so what Nettie kind of was doing when I was going through all that stuff is I was revisiting things and seeing if there's any lesson I still need to learn. And quite frankly, there are some. And that's going to be true with all of us. But you know what? I recycled so much and got them outside and got the energy out of my house. But there's still some scars that I realize I need to sit with and to maybe get out my sander and sand down all the scar that I can, make it smooth again. And there might be little telltale signs of the wound still. But now they're only reminders, like maybe there's just going to be a little mark left over when I get done. And you know what? Nettie's going to be okay with that. You know why I'm going to be okay with that? It's always okay to be reminded of those wounds and the places where we persevered, healed, and resurrected in the moment. It's a good thing. We don't have to forget everything because there's a place where we honor where we've been. And no, it's not just for yourself, because there's always going to be somebody who needs you to understand what they're going through. Even if it was someplace where you really fell down and disappointed other people, those are the most painful moments that I remember. But someday somebody's going to disappoint you, and you're going to be able to give them the listening ear and the understanding that you got from someone else when maybe you didn't think you deserved it. This is compassion. So, as I sand away my little board here, I'm going to think of all that. Only sanding down those scars far enough so that I don't make a deeper wound. And know that if anything's left showing, that it's just the helpful reminder that somebody else is going to need the same forgiveness and kindness and compassion that I've needed in the past. And when I look at my board, I'm going to probably remember, oh, my kids were here. Somebody left a pot on there. Well, I think it was Fred. Don't tell anybody. I love him so much. It's just wood. I've got a great sander. And something to do for the afternoon. All right. Sand away a little bit of the stuff that doesn't work for you anymore. And always remember, every time you take a step to better yourself, you're becoming more empowered to be a first responder in love. So get out your handy dandy sander, sand away. Remember to be the light and that you've been chosen to be the light. And always remember, Nettie loves you, scars and all. Bye-bye. Help! Help! Oh! Help! Oh, that's another scar. Oh, you know the ticket. Remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.